Hearts and Hardos, what's up, y'all? Spinny, man. He was all setting up his new studio over there. Spinny, how's the studio looking, man?
It's looking all right. It's a little more small of a space, but it's not
I was
bad.
gonna
It's
say,
not
what
bad.
happened? What happened to your on-air sign? All the decorations you
Yeah,
had. You're gonna have
we're
to get
getting
that
it
up there.
back here. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming back, but it's just that post move. Where is everything? Where do I put
Right.
everything? Situation.
Right.
So you're just like
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough
All my
activity.
Well,
stuff is still in the garage. I moved 2
Yep.
years ago.
still have stuff in the garage. That's
Oh
funny.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone goes through that 1 to 2 year stage where they're still slowly moving things and unpacking. But this is the Antonio Gates episode, right? Spinny, you got anyone else? Shout out number 85, George Kittle. I guess he's in the NFL right now. I'm pretty sure T. Higgins wears 85, I believe.
Yep. I mean,
But what-
Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson. What do you got, Buck?
T. Higgins switched to number 5 this year.
Oh yeah,
That's
he did.
right.
He did. Good call. This is why we have Buck on. This is why we have him
Yeah.
on. Because he
Yep.
knows
It's the
way more.
Chad
than
Ocho
99.
Cinco episode. You know.
Ocho Cinco. Come on. All right, we're going to run with that. Spinny, let's get into it, man. Let's hear from Jack first, though. All right, Hardy's Hardos, we're going to start the Ocho Cinco episode talking about some headlines. Let's start with the college football game, Spinny. Let's see. The first one, I believe, was on Friday that we picked. We had Missouri taking down Ohio State. Spinny, we're both right there. That was 14-3. Did you even tune into that one? Because I definitely didn't.
I did not even tune into that one. I should have tuned into that one. I'm a little disappointed.
Well,
but
the score makes me glad that I didn't, though. 14-3, that would have been a snooze fest of a game. Ole Miss ended up beating Penn State in the Chick-fil-A Bowl. I believe we both picked Ole Miss in that one as well, right?
oh, I don't know.
There.
I should have my picks here, but I don't.
Actually, we both picked Penn State. I have them right here.
It's sick.
Right.
Sick.
Georgia absolutely obliterated Florida State 63-3. Another game I am so glad I did not tune into, but we all knew this was coming.
I tuned in for like the first 10 minutes
Quarter.
of the game, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay, never mind.
I mean, what do you expect when Florida State's out 20 of their 22 starters from opt-outs? So
Facts.
that was pretty much expected result there. Spinny, your man, Bo Nix, he got it done one final time. This was my biggest L of the weekend for sure.
Dude, I knew Bo Nix was gonna ball in this game, bro. It's his
45-6.
The only reason he was even playing in it is he didn't want to go out like he went out in the Pac-12 championship. So you knew this man was gonna do everything in his power to absolutely ball.
Hey, I was just hoping Liberty would win the national championship, man. That's all I was hoping for.
Liberty played terrible.
Yeah, they did. That was brutal. That was a brutal showing by them. I mean, there was a ton of blowouts. I know we didn't pick this one, but like Tennessee beat Iowa 35-rip.
Yeah, I watched way too much of that game.
Yeah, you definitely did. Semifinals, Michigan. They dubbed Bama in OT 27-20. Let me have it. Come on.
You know what? The love I had for both games and how good they were overshadows any hate that I have to give you about Alabama. Because those were the best games of the college football playoff era. Both the games were good.
Oh, you think so? You think they're that good?
Yes, 100% do. I had no idea who was going to win either game basically the whole time. Like, I feel like even in some of the close games of the past era, I basically was like 75% that this team was going to win. I honestly had no idea in a lot of these games. Like, absolutely none. Felt like it could have gone either way for most of the game.
I do think Bama kind of blew that one. I think they kind of gave them that at the end. They had that touchdown lead, and It was Michigan ball with 4 to 5 minutes left in the game. All they had to do was get one stop. What happened? 2 big plays in a row, 2 30-yard plays in a row. All of a sudden, they're in the red zone already. It's like, come on, fellas.
And
Keep
how
them in
about-
front of you.
Talk to me about the QB draw.
No, we don't need to talk about that.
Oh, you don't need to talk about that? That's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about.
That's still painting me, man. We got
I
fourth
guess
and
it was
4.
an option. It was an option, but
Where was
like
the other option? What was the other option? There was
throwing.
no. To who?
I don't know.
Didn't see anybody out there.
That's what Twitter said this week was that there was it was an option play, and he was supposed to go left, not straight up the middle.
Straight.
It was like the guy was pulling to the left, and he needed to go up to the left and not straight into the defense.
Yeah.
And if you watch it, he would have had a decent chance had he went left.
Yeah. So that was So it's a little more on Jalen Milroe.
Well, and the snap also. The snap was terrible, and he fumbled it, and it was just like
the center's brutal. He was doing that all season. I don't know why he couldn't figure that out. He had Jalen Milroe basically the entire season as his quarterback. So I don't know how he could never figure that out, but that was definitely concerning.
Also,
Texas
opinion. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to say, Washington pulled him out 37-31. Michael Penix is that guy.
Is Michael Penix who ranked the NFL quarterbacks for me? Prompt to the 5 top: Nix, Penix, May, Williams,
May, Daniels, Penix,
and Nix.
From there, it's a toss-up. I don't like any of the other ones. I don't like Bo Nix. I don't like JJ McCarthy. I don't like any of those guys. Put whoever you want at 5. You disagree?
There's talk that Penix could be a second-round pick. There's been a bunch of talk of that, like especially pre-semifinal. He might have earned himself some good draft capital, but based on the throws he made. But like, I don't understand. I know he's had some injury history and he's not that big, but like, the arm talent is unquestionable.
He's a future Viking.
You think
That's
so?
What you're hoping for, Buck?
I don't want it, but he is a future Viking.
Okay.
What do you want us to do then? Right now, we sit at pick 12.
Yeah, right. I want the pipe dream of Daniels, but the odds that happen is very low.
So you hope that we trade up.
Yeah, but we're gonna screw it up.
I'm not convinced that Daniels is better than Penix. I'm honestly not convinced of that.
My only issue is Penix can't move. Right.
Yeah.
And
that's why I like Daniels.
It doesn't necessarily correlate to wins, but being able to run is exciting to watch. And that's just what
That's fair. I can accept that.
You got to escape pressure. I mean,
you got to at least be able to move in the pocket effectively.
Right.
Have either of you been to a bowl game?
I have not.
Yeah. I went to a Gopher Bowl game. Which one was that? I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was when I was like a kid, and it was fine. Bowl games are. Have you been to a bowl game?
I went to the first ever Buffalo Wild Wings bowl game. I don't even know if they still do that or not, but I think I was 12 or somewhere around there, maybe 13. And my uncle said, go stand over there. I'm going to go do some grown man shit. And then I just saw him talking to this guy in the corner. He goes, all right, we're going in now. So I don't know what happened there, but
that is funny. Let's go Buffalo. Who played in it?
Michigan State and TCU. So whoever was in that area, it could have been
not bad.
So
not bad matchups at all.
12? Is that far enough back for it to potentially have been Kirk Cousins?
I think it was just after the Kirk Cousins era.
Okay. I was going to say that would have been wild.
Wild. All right,
Spinny, do we think Washington has any chance of beating Michigan in this natty shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. You got to light it up. Downfield throws.
I mean, I know we're not talking about the same thing, but like Texas beat Bama and Bama almost beat Michigan and Washington beat, like, I think all 4 of these teams are super close.
Okay.
Like, honestly, when you talk about that. So I definitely think Michigan is favored. The line was 5 and now it's 4.5. So
4.5.
Matters on Washington a touch. But yeah, I mean, I think that's about right. I think Michigan should be favored, but I don't think it's by any means like just them going to walk with it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
A lot
with
of it depends. Like, can Washington's front seven be physical enough to stop Blake Corum? Because like,
Exactly.
if not, then it's gonna be really.
They're
hard
going to
for them
control the
to-
clock the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, next we got the OG Anunoby trade. There was rumors of this dating back to this summer. He's finally dealt away. They traded him and Precious Achua as well as Malachi Flynn to the Knicks for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and a second-round pick in this draft. I think that is a pretty good trade for both teams. I'm not going to lie. Raptors, I mean, they don't really have anything to play for. Why not get these young guys who can score in there? Maybe they could take on a bigger role and take a step forward as a player. And OG Anunoby obviously fits exactly what the Knicks' biggest need was, and that was an elite defensive wing. They haven't really had a wing at all. And now, why I really like this for the Knicks' perspective, they can rely on guys that contribute to winning more than RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. No offense to those guys, but then they can play DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, these guys that do all the dirty work and don't really care about getting shots. They can play those guys more. They complement Brunson, Randall, OG very well. So I did really like the trade from the Knicks' perspective.
I don't hate that, and all the things you said are true. My only question is, we're just talking at a Knicks management timeline. 2 years ago, we were questioning trading we wouldn't trade RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell, correct? Like,
Right.
And now we're trading him for OG. I understand the fit is better and different, and I get that, but it just seems like, I don't know how. I just think Donovan Mitchell and OG are like, how good
They're
is
not
OG?
close.
They're not close. Like, what are we talking about for, like, is OG a top 50 player?
No.
No.
Maybe.
And Donovan
I doubt
Mitchell's a top 25 player for sure. Like, no
Right.
matter what you think. So I just
Right.
find that interesting. I know there was more potential on Barrett at that time, and there's a lot of stuff going on, but it seems like the value of OG has went way up, and their value of RJ Barrett went way down. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in Toronto.
I just think it's good to get a change in scenery no matter what. If you feel like you're stuck in a situation, then that could clear up some chemistry on the team, and chemistry goes a long way. But to me, the trade just kind of is nil because it's not, neither of these teams are going to be a factor in my mind. And I don't think either of them are too big of needle pushers, but maybe it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with that take. Ricky Rubio, fellas, he called it quits today. He finally retired.
Trying it reverse.
Let's go.
Change it. Let's go.
Ricky Rubio shirt.
It's sad, man. It's sad to see
It's
him
very
go.
sad.
He cited mental health reasons as being why he decided to step away from the game. As we know, he's been struggling with that, openly struggling with that since this past summer. He's been away from the Cavs since July, I believe. So he's going through a tough time. You hate seeing it, man, but I hope he gets better. I'm just praying nothing for the best for my guy Rubio. I love that dude. He's a Minnesota legend.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess he is.
What do you mean? He is, bro. He was so fun to watch.
Legend of getting drafted before Steph Curry.
That's fine. That's fine.
2011 through till when Cat got here, or maybe even before, or 2010. Like, you know how brutal it was watching the Timberwolves?
True.
Like, it was horrible. This guy was electric. He brought life to the city. Like, there was people waiting at the airport to tackle him.
Flashy passes, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
He was fun.
I about shed a tear when I saw a Wolves highlight montage of his today on Twitter. I about shed a tear.
He's welcome back anytime he wants.
Absolutely. Last headline here, Dalvin Cook. He just signed with the Ravens today, just like literally 30 minutes ago. What are you guys' thoughts on this as we head into the playoffs?
Great pickup for Baltimore. I think Dalvin Cook's got
how much
Cook
going to
with
contribute?
Baltimore blocking. I think in the playoffs he could contribute.
I feel like that's a very underrated aspect of his pass blocking. That's a good point right there. But, I mean, there's probably still treading the tires. He did absolutely nothing this season. He's got to have some sort of burst left.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I just think the openings he's gonna get, like having to watch Lamar Jackson, Ravens run blocking being amazing, the threats on the outside for the offense and the way they ran it this year. So like it's just like gonna be easy running for him.
He should complement Gus Edwards pretty well too. Gus, that short yardage situation guy, and Cook's elusiveness should help complement that backfield. So I like the sign, and I mean that's the last thing other contenders want to see is a solid player like Cook going to the best team in the league right now in the Ravens. So
Ravens getting better.
They're my favorite.
they're your favorites?
Oh yeah.
Man, you need to have a conversation with Spinny. He's been on the Ravens train since before the season started.
Pick the Ravens to win the AFC before the season started. We were loving it. I did not see Lamar for MVP. That's wild. I want to know those odds before the season. But yeah, the Ravens train rolls through here.
All right, fellas. I think it's time. For the fun stuff now. Party's Hardos, we're going to do NBA player tiers. Spinny, it's been since March 2022. Episode 7 since we did this. We are on episode 85, almost 80 episodes later. We are finally going to update our tiers. A lot has changed since then, obviously. Just to define our tiers here quick. Potential star, all-star, potential superstar, and superstar are the 5 tiers we are going to do. Potential stars, obviously, like your younger guys with limited roles and opportunities so far. Stars are kind of like your established players, but not quite to the all-star level. All-star, guys that have made the all-star game in the last 2 or 3 years, or at least are playing at that type of level. They have to do that to make this tier. Potential superstar, those are guys that are potentially a 1 or at least an extremely good 2 on a championship team. And superstar are guys that we essentially think could be 1s on a championship team. So that being said, let's start with potential superstar. We're just going to start naming some dudes and see where we disagree. I'm going to throw out an interesting name right away. Jaime Jaquez. What do you guys think?
Wow.
He's in my potential star. I have seen enough from him this rookie season that he's averaging already 14 points per game. He can shoot threes. He has a post-up offense. He can drive, finish at the rim. He can play make. He plays good defense. Like he does literally everything. So I think this guy deserves to be in the potential star tier. Do we have any rebuttals?
That's hot. I think that's hot. I have
So not there yet.
I haven't watched a ton of the regular season Heat. I will say that. But in the few games I have watched, I have not. I've seen some ups and downs. His scoring is good. I wonder about consistency on that end in the playoffs when physicality ramps up. He is good on the defensive end. I will give you that, surprisingly, in my head. He has been better than I thought on that end. So I think it's a little early, but I respect the risk.
Every time you say this name, I'm questioning if you're even speaking English. Like, who are you talking about?
Jaime Jaquez Jr. for the Heat.
Okay. So obviously I haven't watched the game, so I would have called him Jamie, but okay, sounds good. No,
Mexican American. It's Jaime.
You know, one time I was reading to a kindergarten class and the kid's name was George, and I called him Jorge for like a half hour straight until the teacher corrected me.
That is really
hilarious.
funny.
It's something I've definitely done in the classroom too.
Okay,
right,
potential star. How about Chet Holmgren?
My only rebuttal to Chet Holmgren is I already think he's in the star tier.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm already putting him there.
Okay.
I have Chet my potential superstar.
Ooh.
You throw him way up there?
So we're going on potential here, guys. It's and he's already putting on a show. He's a number 2 team in the West. I mean, who are you going to put above him and Shai? So it's Shai, then Chet. So he's already there. They're already making money moves.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I think that's a little soon. He hasn't yet made an all-star game, so I don't know if I'm ready to
He hasn't had a chance.
A potential 1 on a championship team, but we'll see.
So my potential.
Who do you got in potential star?
Yeah. So my potential star tier I have in parentheses would need help to win a chip, could not do it themselves.
Okay.
So in that tier, I put him along with Devin Booker, Karl-Anthony Towns, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, LaMelo Ball, and then these ones get iffy. Alperen Sengun, Franz Wagner, and Wemby. That's potential and people who are already there.
So that was your potential superstar.
Superstar. So young guys
Correct.
and guys who are already there.
Okay. But what about the potential star?
Okay.
Name me some of these more lower tier guys before we jump up there.
Potential star, I got Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, Claxton, Cam Thomas, Anthony Simons, Jalen Duran, Jalen Green, Devin Vassell, Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Josh Giddey, Shaedon Sharpe, and Jordan Poole.
I'm pretty much on the same page with you on all of those names. The only rebuttal I would have is I already have Barnes and Mobley as a star. All those other guys I do have on my list for potential superstar. So I'm in agreement.
I have
potential star. Sorry.
I have Mobley up, but Barnes here.
Okay.
Devin Vassell.
Yes.
Yep.
You think that this guy has all-star game
list.
potential?
He has star.
I think he's potential star.
Potential star.
He's averaging around 20 a game. I think that's good.
There's just so much talent in the league that even if you average 20, sometimes you're not going to make it. But as I was doing this process, I noticed how old the league is, and there's about to be a huge change in face.
Yeah.
So like my star tier, like after this year, like we'll wait till we get to there. But a lot of these guys are pushing 35.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw out another spicy name here. Potential star. Cason Wallace, OKC Thunder. I love this dude. His tenacity on defense is amazing. He plays roughly 15 to 20 minutes a night, and when he's in, he's guarding the best player on the other team. As a rookie, that's absurd to see. He knocks down open threes. He can shoot almost at a 50% clip. I just wonder what this guy could do with more opportunity and role. If he's playing this well and this efficiently in a bench role, can you imagine what he could be doing if he was starting and playing as much as some of these other rookies? So I think he has done enough with his limited role to be in the potential star tier. It might be a little early, but I love what he does on defensive end.
My only rebuttal is I own 2 Jalen Noel jerseys and 2 or 3 of his shirts. Look what happened. There's flashes in the pan, but
okay.
Don't go buying a jersey yet.
All right, I can respect that. Another guy.
I would never buy a Jalen Noel jersey. That's your first problem.
I'm a homer.
The last guy in this potential star category is someone who a year ago I would have almost put them in the star category. Now they've had a down season, but I keep them in this category because I still think there's potential there, and that's Benedict Mathurin. I think deserves to be in this category.
I have him here. As well. Yeah, you're right. He's struggled this year, but 17 a game as a rookie last year. Yeah. A lot of athleticism. I think a lot of there's a lot of non-stat related credentials you have to hit to be a superstar at some point in this league, and one of those things is like kind of flashy, like fans want to watch you, and he is that type of player. So I definitely had him on my list. So I like that one.
Well, things you got to factor in from the rookie season to the sophomore season is the respect that opponents give you. And, they're like, he won't do it again. He won't do it again as a rookie. And now they're like, okay, we got to put more effort into defending this guy. And then once he takes the next step of countering the new defense, then he'll go right back to his form.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I also just think their offense is much different this year than it was last year, the way they're running it too. So his role wasn't exactly the same, and he wasn't quite adapting to it as best possible. So, all right, who else we got? Are we moving on?
I want to throw out one more name. I'm interested in seeing your guys' thoughts on this guy. I believe this is his 4th year in the league already, so kind of an older guy to be in this tier. But what do you guys think about Kobe White and what he's been doing without Levine on the court lately?
I know.
I'm putting him in this tier. He's finally getting a huge role, and he's balling up.
I mean, the man is averaging almost 18 a game, and it's like shooting 39 from 3 and 44 from the field. So like even better three-point shooting efficiency than we've ever seen from him. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a very surprising one, but one I don't hate.
I don't know if I would put him in the potential star category. I think he'd be a starter. I definitely had him written off, but I have not seen him with the large role. I just found out today that Levine's been out for a while, so it shows where I've been at.
All right. Well, speaking of Levine, let's jump to the star tier because that's where I have Zach Levine. Are we good with that, or do you guys think he belongs in the All-Star tier? To me, he's a little below that.
He's in this tier.
Okay.
So I have Levine in this tier as well, but he's going to be factored in along with – this is where I'm talking about the old guys. So this tier I have like DeMar DeRozan, Drew Holiday, Fred VanVleet, CJ McCollum, Butler, and I even put Kawhi Leonard and Paul George here because they're both pushing 35. And to me, this is the tier that you should be the third option at best. If you're higher than the third option, your team's not winning a chip.
Agreed. And speaking of a guy who might be the third option or maybe even fourth option on this team who's in this tier, who it's a really spicy take, I think. But he's played an unbelievable last year of basketball. And so I maybe snuck him up one too high, but I'm going to put Derek White in this category.
I actually have Derek White in the star category. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let's go.
I wondered if that was too early too. Obviously, I'll accept the potential star argument, but I thought his impact on both ends of the court was enough to put him right there. Honestly, I have him on the list.
This man's playing better than Drew Holiday on the same team as Drew Holiday.
This just goes to show once you lose your hair, you become a stud. We all need to let go.
Yeah, he finally let go. That hairline was way back there.
I had to turn that light off. It was shining off my forehead.
I will let me backtrack a little bit here. Okay. I do want to comment on PG Kawhi. I do think they're still in the All-Star tier. They're still playing well. It's just that comes down to injury, right? So were you putting them down here to the star tier just because of not playing games? Because I can accept that. But if it's due to their play, I don't know about that. Because when they actually are playing, they're still playing at their all-star level.
My reasoning is just strictly age. Because when you're playing a full season, getting into the playoffs, your body has to be able to handle it. And putting that much workload on someone's shoulders that isn't LeBron James, it's going to be hard to handle.
Right. How about I'm gonna say I already said I had Chet in the star tier, which means I also have Wemby here. We good with me putting these rookies up in this tier already?
I have Wemby in this tier as well.
All right, so we're good there. I have a lot of old guys though. I'm with you, Buck. I have Harden down here in this tier now. Porzingis, I guess he's not as. I don't have Porzingis not as old as some of these other guys we've mentioned, but
Bradley Beal.
Porzingis is in this tier, but
Bradley Beal, I put him in that tier too.
I think Porzingis is the top of this tier. I do have to admit.
He is towards the top. I agree. Another name towards the top of this tier, I thought Desmond Bain was borderline all-star.
I
had to leave him there.
There's a few I feel iffy about, like DeJounte Murray, Desmond Bain, Garland. These were the ones that I was going to push up, but then when I looked at the names that I have above them, I'm like, I can't do it. So they would definitely be the top of this tier.
How about Zion? Do you have Zion in the tier above this?
I did put him in the tier above this. I was not feeling good about it, though. I will say.
I have Zion in my potential because it's still potential with it. You know, get it together.
Yeah. I moved him up, but I did not feel good about it. I did not feel good about moving him up in the All-Star tier, but I did.
Yeah, I have him in the All-Star tier as well. Let's just jump to that tier. Since I had Zion there, I felt I needed to put Ingram there, so I also have Brandon Ingram. Are we good with that, or you guys have him down in the star? You guys both have him all-star
too.
Okay, and like I mentioned already, I have Paul George, Kawhi, there in this tier.
Same.
Let me try to think of a spicy name here. What about Jalen Brunson?
Brunson's in this tier for me.
I think I dropped him down. I don't even see his name. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I have him a tier below. I mean, if you,
I didn't know because he technically hasn't made an All-Star game, but last year it was literally him or Randall. He was basically a coin flip on who was making it. And this year, as we know, he's been absolutely killing it, about 25, 26 a game for Brunson. I think that's All-Star level production. Whether he actually makes it, who knows? But I thought Brunson's done enough to get in this tier.
I just keep looking at it as, can I win with this guy, and how many of these guys would I need in order to win? And this is a guy I think might be pretty spicy. I'm not sure how you guys feel him, but I love Jamal Murray. He doesn't have any of the accolades except for winning the chip, obviously. But when the lights come on, he is amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
he had to be.
Jamal's here. Okay. Jamal's a guy where, like, just the amount of times you've seen him perform unbelievably in the playoffs when needed just amps him up another tier for me.
Mm-hmm. I kept Damian Lillard here, even though he's kind of taken a back seat now. But I think the accolades of career leading to now, I mean, I would have put him closer to like the Steph Curry type of category for me, obviously, but like slightly lower, but just play style type of player he is. So I kept Damian Lillard up here. The rest of the guys are pretty young.
I have Dame here as well. It's just, I hated it. I hated putting Dame in this category.
So where I put him in the potential superstar, Dame. I did.
Okay.
Why I did that is because mainly it literally went back to the Zion point. I was like, well, if I'm putting Zion in this all-star, Dame has to be above him because he is a tier above Zion. Like, he is.
Yeah.
So that was my thought process behind it. I basically had to put Dame in the potential superstar. Before we jump to that tier, though, let me throw one more guy at y'all for all-star. He has not made one, but is definitely looking like one this year. Tyrese Maxey. What do we think?
He's on my list.
He's on my list. The way he's been playing the last 3 months has put him on my list. I know it's early NBA season, but he just shot-making ability is unreal right now. Another guy on this list that I think you two might have higher, Mr. Donovan Mitchell. Do we have Donovan Mitchell on this list, or do you have him higher?
I do have him higher.
He's one higher.
I have Donovan Mitchell on this list. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's a potential superstar anymore. I just don't. I don't think that he has shown the ability to be a one on a championship team. I don't see it. I know everyone's like, oh my God, he's scoring 27.7 a game right now. I understand that. But he has a great team and should be able to affect winning more than he has, in my opinion.
I have 3 guys in this tier that make me kind of want to throw up in my mouth, but I'm not really sure. Cade Cunningham, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jaylen Brown. Cade Cunningham, again, like, he is getting the numbers, but his team sucks. So is this just another early on cat situation? And Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't want to give him the credit that he's getting because they literally proved last year that the stats guy for the Grizzlies was just giving him blocks. So there's your defensive player of the year. And then Jaylen Brown, I mean, this could just be Twitter bias, but all I'm seeing is like, oh, Jaylen Brown dribbling off his foot. Oh, he can't go left. Like, it's like, okay.
He can't go left. But he is in this tier. He is in this tier. He was second.
Regrettably, he is in this tier. Golly, you don't know how much I wanted to put him in the tier above this, but I just don't think that that's a thing anymore. The guys around Mitchell, we all had Fox, Young, and Booker a tier above this.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Same.
Let's jump to it now. Potential superstar. I have 8 names here. 8 total names. I will give you all of them right now.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards. Anthony Davis. Tyrese Halliburton. John Morant. Trae Young. De'Aaron Fox. Damian Lillard. And Donovan Mitchell. Those are my 8 players.
You guys are going to hate me. I had Anthony Davis a tier below this. I can't stand that bias towards him. Oh, my gosh.
Ooh.
I can't stand it. You put Cat on that Lakers team, they would have won it as well.
That's not true. Cat doesn't do what AD does on the defensive end. You know this.
No, he doesn't.
Come on.
There is another young name I have in this category that is definitely too soon, but I think he can be the potential one on a championship team. So I'm going to put him in this category, and that's Paolo. I put Paolo in this category.
I have Paolo way back in the star category. I haven't seen enough to even put him in the all-star category, if I'm being honest.
He wasn't.
That's what he is.
He wasn't in the all-star category quite for me Like, to me, this potential superstar, he's worse than a lot of the guys in the all-star category for me in this situation. Like, if I'm talking right now. But
Right.
I'm just
I get
talking,
what you're
I
saying.
still think there's one on a championship team potential. Does he have a
Okay.
lot to improve? Yes. But he's also a lot younger than, like, most of the guys in this list, and we don't
Right.
exactly know.
22
So that's
years
why I
old.
had to, like, leave him in this category, even though, like, obviously Donovan Mitchell is better than Paolo right now. That's an obvious thing, but just category fitting.
The words potential that we use really threw me for a loop, but I'm looking at this and I just noticed I have 2 Magic players in this category in Franz Wagner and Paulo.
See, that kind of just goes back to the Paulo point I just made. I have them both as stars. I haven't seen enough from either of those guys yet. Now they are starting to affect winning more this year, as we've seen. The Magic are off to a decent start this season. If they're able to sneak in the playoffs and maybe make some noise or at least have a good performance or two in there, then I have no issue jumping those guys up to at least the all-star tier. But for now, that's why I have them back in the star tier, those two.
I agree with you.
Guy
Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
We've done that twice now. It's unreal tonight.
I know.
On the Hard-Headed Show. Whew. Okay. Potential superstar in this tier for me is a guy who has shown he can't necessarily win as the best player on the team. And that is Devin Booker. And I have Devin Booker in this potential superstar category as well. I think he can do it. He has done it a little bit, but I just don't have complete faith enough to put him in the superstar tier yet.
Devin Booker is Karl Anthony Towns in a guard's body. Yeah. They are the same guy. They will not ever be able to do it themselves.
Booker's obviously a little better than Cat, but
okay, this is where I lose you guys, because if we're being honest, if you're going strictly your definition of a superstar, they have to be able to win championship as a one. Then there's like 3 superstars in the league only.
I mean, not okay.
You get what I'm saying though? So that's why I have D-Book as a superstar still. He makes first team All-NBA all the time. He's made an NBA Finals appearance without Durant on his team. I just don't see how he's lower.
And some of these superstar guys are insane regular seasons with, I think, potential to be a one on a championship team, but they've done enough in the regular season to get me in that category. Like, I'm obviously not convinced Joel Embiid can be a one on a championship team because he can't make it past the conference semifinals.
See, that's what I was getting at, yeah.
But like, when you win the MVP, you have to be
then you're obviously
in the superstar.
Yeah.
No, see, I had to make my own category, and that category is NBA plants. And forcing Embiid on us. They're forcing him on us, and they're forcing Ja Morant on us, okay? Ja Morant is a great player, but he is not what they're making him out to be. I sat there through probably 3 home games since it only got to game 6 at the Target Center, and I watched this dude drive to the hoop without a defender within 2 feet of him and get a whistle. I hate Embiid. I hate Morant. That's why I wanted to do a free throw percentage per drive thing, but I couldn't figure it out because I don't pay for StatHead. I cannot stand them. The NBA
is an amazing bit.
They are a plant.
Hear that, Hardies and Hardos? We have a new tier. We have a new tier. The NBA plants.
All right.
Oh my God, Buck, you are hilarious. Let's jump to superstar. Superstar, I have 12 guys, probably too many. LeBron, in no particular order. LeBron, Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Tatum, Booker, Curry, KD, Shai Gilgeous, and Jimmy Butler.
So
let's comment on Jimmy. I saw your look. I know you had him in the star category earlier. I don't see how he can't be in this. Like, he has 2 finals appearances on his back.
Right.
Like, that's what we want a superstar to do, right? Is carry his team when it matters the most. That's what he does. So,
but if we're looking at, I would say the same thing about Chris Paul, though, as Chris Paul these last few years brought his teams really deep in the playoffs, not the finals one of the times. But, like, if we're factoring age, do we really think Jimmy Butler can do it again? I know he did it twice now, but can we do it again? He's actually really old.
I don't know. I feel like he can. I mean, he just did it. We're not even a full season removed from him doing it. I mean, he was the
Here's the
8 seed.
thing.
He beat all these teams.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give you on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is in my potential superstar. I know that doesn't make any sense, but he does enough in the playoffs to be a potential superstar every playoff season. That's how I feel about him. He's an all-star in the regular season, and then every playoff season, he's potentially a superstar. And so that is the reasoning I have putting him there, because he was hard for me not to put on this list, but I couldn't quite do it.
That's
Okay.
fair. I mean, that's
I'm gonna run through my guys quick because I kind of broke this tier into 3 categories of present, on the way out, and future. So like the present top tier guys are Nikola Jokic and Giannis. Those are the only 2 guys that I would say are top of the line. And then guys who are still faces of the league but on the way out, LeBron, Curry, and Durant. Still amazing, still the best ever, but they're soon going to be on their way out, and they're still going to have to take a back seat. And then the future, and some of these are present as well, but Luka, SGA, Tatum, Halliburton, and Anthony Edwards. Those are faces of the league.
Okay. So you're ready. You're there with Ant and Hallie already.
Oh yeah. You can't
already in the superstar cat, huh?
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
You can't play 20 and 20 back-to-back games and not be a superstar.
Hey, I can't really argue against it. To me, he's just not quite there. I have to see some playoff performances from Hallie since he's literally never even made the playoffs before I do that. But Ant, you obviously know I'm never going to argue against that. So
it goes back to that it factor, and no one knows how to describe it, but he has it.
Right.
I would trust him at any moment.
How likely? I would like to go back and just see where we had SGA in episode 7. Because literally 2 years ago, I don't know if I was convinced this guy was going to be like a 3 on a championship team. And now it's like, oh, he just looks like he can literally score whenever he wants, and it doesn't matter, 30 a game, just like it's literally like he's not even trying. It's unreal. The potential, the growth.
He is a little older than those other guys that I put in the future. What's he already? He's 25. Okay. It's not terribly old. Yeah.
It's just the ease with which he looks like he's playing basketball this year is crazy to me.
The Thunder scare me. They really do.
All right, boss. Got anything else to add?
I was just going to say, I am trying to find this SGA placement from our first one.
Okay, while you look at that, I have a question for you. It's a little bit kind of do with the tiers, but Jaden McDaniels, have you taken a step back on his potential? Like last year, he was, I would say, the best defender in the league, perimeter defender, and now I'm looking at him like, why is so many things going wrong?
Yeah, I still think I still had McDaniels squeaking in my potential star category just because of his last season performance and everything I think he can do. But that was a little Timberwolves bias on that one. I would say across the NBA, he's probably more in the role player category at this very second.
He hasn't taken enough steps forward on the offensive end. He just hasn't. He should be more developed on that side of the floor by now. I mean, this is year 4, I believe, for him. So, I mean, he just hasn't done enough. I was just biased by throwing him in for the potential star category, but I do think though defense has a lot to do with that. If you're a top 10 defender in the league, you probably deserve to be a potential star. I feel like, especially when you're still under 25 years old. So, Shai Gilgeous, I found it though, fellas. What do you think, Spinny? What's your prediction?
Potential star is my prediction.
No, we gave him a little more credit than that. We both had him in the star tier a year and a half ago.
Star to superstar in a year
and now we're solidified. Yeah, we have no questions about it that he's a superstar.
No. Wild performance. Yeah. Absolutely wild.
All right. I gotta know what time it is now, man. I need to get back in the winning ways.
Are you? Do you need to get back in the winning ways? I think
I
need to get in the winning ways. I think you need to keep the streak going. We can't let Buck win. That's all I know. All right, let's do it up.
All right, y'all. I will ask my easy question first. What pick was Ricky Rubio in the 2009 NBA draft? I'm also giving out a bonus point. The bonus point, if you can tell me what other All-Star was drafted behind Rubio in the lottery, specifically in the lottery, other than Curry. We know Curry. There's All-Star drafted after Rubio in the lottery. That's a bonus point. Otherwise, what pick was Ricky Rubio in the 2009 draft?
Okay, I know. I have an answer.
I don't, so I'll go. Okay, I won't. I have a number in my head, so go ahead.
Me?
Sure.
5.
Okay. I was going to say 7.
You guys want to attempt the bonus point?
I will.
Guy has been an All-Star lottery pick in the 2009 draft. Other than Steph Curry, obviously.
Is he still playing?
He is still playing.
He's
5,
pretty old then.
4,
I'm just going all day.
2, and 1.
Drew Holiday, too. That's the only thing I did, Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday, obviously, he was in that draft. He was not a lottery pick, however. The lottery pick behind Ricky Rubio was DeMar DeRozan. He was a pick 10 in that draft. But Spinny, you do get the point. Rubio was the 5th pick overall. Johnny Flynn, 6th.
6.
Steph Curry,
7. Yep.
All right. Spinny, easy question.
Best home record in the NBA. They have not lost at home this season.
Got an answer.
I got it. Celtics.
Correct.
Okay, we'll see how easy this actually is. How many years of picks did the Timberwolves have to forfeit in the Joe Smith debacle? If you guys don't know what that is, they tried to sign Joe Smith under the table on a napkin and said, we'll give you a minimum contract now because we can't afford you, but next season we'll give you a max, which is illegal. So how many first-round picks did the Timberwolves have to give up?
I got an answer.
I will go 2.
That's my answer. Let's go 1.
So you guys wonder why we were so bad. The answer is 5.
5?
Whoa.
They made us give up?
David Stern took 5 first-round picks from the Timberwolves, and I don't remember if they gave back. I think they gave back 2 of them because they were like, okay, yeah, that was pretty extreme. But we had 5.
I feel like 3 is extreme even.
Yes,
wow.
But you got to realize that at the time, Joe Smith was coming off of his rookie contract as the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And also, David Stern is not Adam Silver.
Yeah, and if you look, I just look back at those articles. There's people like the Timberwolves deserve this. People were angry. So
I believe it. Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty bad. It is pretty
bad.
Times have show why we're at where we're at because it was right after the KG. So it was like 97, 8, 9 to 2000. We had nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
We had no help.
That makes sense. All right, my medium question. As we know, there's no SEC school in the national title game. When was the last time this happened? What year?
2019.
That's it. $20. Oh man, this is tough. I'm trying to think what years didn't Bama win. 2015.
Spinny, you were damn close, brother. 2014 Ohio
didn't
State.
Bama win in 2014?
2014 it was Oregon versus Ohio State. Ezekiel Elliott game. You were close. 10 years
the whole
ago.
time I was like counting. I was like 12, 13, Bama. When did
Yeah.
golly? Okay.
Freedom.
Who has the least road losses in the NBA? Least road losses.
I think I've seen this. I have a
Yeah,
guess.
I don't know if I'm tripping, but I think it's the Rockets.
That was not my
Us?
guess. My guess is the Thunder.
It is the Thunder. The Thunder have the least road losses in the NBA
Come
as
on!
of now.
I need to look that up because I saw something weird. It might have been opposite, but the Rockets were randomly really good, one or the other.
Come
But they
on.
suck
That's
in
funny.
general.
Yeah. Yeah, no. 9 and 5. 5 losses is the best in the NBA right now on the road.
Wow. All right, Buck. What's the medium question?
Okay, so we all saw LeBron's foot on the 3-point line. And I don't know if it was last year, 2 years ago, Kevin Durant's foot on the 3-point line in the playoffs. So this is going to take us away from basketball, but what happened in the NFL where a player's extremities cost the team the win? So their foot or their hand was too big, just barely.
Oh, I know it.
Oh my God! Yes.
Got it.
What did we?
Got it.
Because he
Oh my
was known
gosh.
for his extremely large extremities.
Oh.
Maybe
Oh my
this is not what
gosh.
I'm thinking of, but all I'm thinking of is
No, I feel like I definitely know what this is. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a guess. I'm gonna just say what, like, you want me to just describe what happened? Is that the question?
No, the player that it happened
Oh,
to.
the player that was involved. Okay, yeah. Shit, man. I don't really know.
okay. Can you ask the question one more time for me?
Yeah, sorry. So LeBron and Kevin Durant, their feet were way too big, and or not way too big, but they happened to be too big, and they stepped on the line, so that it went from a 3 to a 2 just barely. In the NFL, this happened to a player where they scored a touchdown to win the game, but either their foot or their hand was in the draft. This is why they were picked so early. They're like, wow, he has extremely large extremities. Not going to tell you which one it was, and that's one of the reasons he was picked so high. But this caused him to be out of bounds.
Oh, okay. I was definitely not right then.
Oh my gosh, this is driving
You want me
me
to just
insane.
say it?
I'm gonna know.
No.
I'm gonna say. My guess would be Gronk. I'm just gonna throw Gronk out there.
Gronk is a good one. Let's go Antonio Gates.
Okay, so the answer is Des Bryant. He
Des.
He caught the ball in the back of the end zone and got hit in the leg, so he flipped over. And when he landed, his middle finger was like a sliver out of bounds.
Oh
and
my
it was
gosh!
First, because his fingers were so big.
That makes me so mad. It was Des and Gronk in my head, but I went with the bigger dude. Oh man,
that's tough.
I remember that. I do remember that. All right,
I do remember
heading into the hard
that
round. I have 3 points. You guys both have 1. So you guys got to get this to beat me. Or one of these questions, I mean. My hard question is, what receiver led the entire NFL? I guess I'm kind of getting preemptive. So let's just say current leader in yards after catch. Total yards after catch. Not average.
Total yards after catch.
Current leader in total yards after catch, since we do have 1 more week.
That's tough. Total yards after catch. You got a guess already, Buck?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just said his name in sign language, but I don't know if either of you know sign language.
What? I hate you so much. Oh, yards after catch.
I might not be right, but.
Oh, is that what that? Okay, I got a guess too. You want me to go first?
Total yak.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say Rashee Rice from Kansas City.
I was going Puka.
It is Rashee Rice.
No
Kansas
way.
City. Yes, it is.
Every catch I see
Hill is second.
Come on!
Over the
Tyreek
middle.
Hill is second.
Let's go. Let's go.
He must have got that
Needed
in the
that.
last 2 weeks because he had a slow start.
Okay. This is a 2-point. Part of this question's worth 2 points. Part of this question's worth 1 point. The best point differential in the NBA for a team currently not in the play-in. So not in the top 10, not in the playoffs or the play-in. They're in the bottom 5 of one of the 2 conferences.
Okay. That
And
is 2 or that's the 1?
That's the 2. Which team that it is. And the 1 is how much. How positive is their point differential? I will give you within half a point.
Then half a point?
Yep.
Well, I'm thinking about like the Timberwolves went 40-42 in 2014, and they had the only positive point differential in NBA history to finish the season and not make the playoffs.
Team and differential number.
So it has
I'm trying to think of the standings to just even think of teams
I
not in
know.
the top
So
10.
it has to be teams that barely lose every time.
Wow. Let's go. I have a team guess. Let me try to think of a number now.
That's horrible. I'm not doing that.
God,
Okay,
I hope this team might be in the top 10 though. I know they're.
I got a team. I don't know if it makes any sense, but
What's your team?
I'm going Magic.
Magic are in the top 10 for sure.
They are in the top 10. I don't want to look at the standings, so I don't want to see anything I shouldn't.
Let's give Buck another guess. Huh?
All right. I'll allow it.
Magic are definitely even top 8, I believe. I'll wait a little bit. I'll give you another.
Okay,
Again, I don't know if this is even a.
I gotta get out of the East because I don't even know them enough. Grizzlies.
I'm going the team that I know has the most clutch time games this year, meaning games within 5 points in the last 5 minutes of the game. That is your Golden State Warriors. I heard that on a podcast today. That is my guess. For the number, let's just go 3 points.
Okay, we'll go 2. It can't be a lot.
It can't be.
What's the score right now? What's the score?
You have 4, I have 3, Buck has 1.
I'm out here.
That's tough.
What did I get? It's the Warriors.
Us gets 2 points. It is the Warriors. Nobody got the differential. The differential is 0.06. So I basically would have taken anything for half a point. And the Warriors only team positive, not in the top.
Shout out Bill Simmons for telling me that clutch time Warriors thing.
Bill Simmons finally giving the Wolves respect.
Let's go. Thank you, Bill Simmons. And Zach Lowe, he was on his pod too. They were the ones talking about it. Let's go.
It's not over. It's not over. I got one.
Yeah, Spinny, you got
this. Question's going to be so hard, though. I already know. It's going to be impossible.
It won't be that bad.
His 2 questions so far, yeah. What do we got, Book?
All right. Who was the last white dude drafted number 1 overall for 1 point? And for the second point, what year?
Okay, but we're talking
NBA.
Europeans are included.
Europeans are included.
Okay, just making sure we're not talking white Americans. Okay, let's go. I have a guess. I feel like there's one more recent than this. I cannot remember the freaking year.
Man, I really don't have a guess.
I have a guess. I do not have the year. There's got to be one more recent than this, though. There's got to be.
I can't even think of one.
Spinny, you're going to have to go first, man. I have a good guess. This guy was
you know this guy went number 1?
I'm 90% positive the guy I'm thinking of went number 1. I just feel like there's a guy more recent than this.
Oh, man.
I want Lost.
This
do
is the
you
only
got?
guy I can. This is the only guy I can think of. There's definitely been one recent, and I don't even know if this guy went number one. I don't think he did, but it's the only guy that can come to mind. So we're gonna go like 2004 and Darko Milicic.
Well, you're wrong because he did not go number one overall. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go Andre, or how do I say his first name, Bargnani, and I'm also gonna go 2004.
Dude, Bargnani's 2006. So, but I counted him as Hispanic, I guess. So I'm sorry about that.
What?
Well, technically, there's a difference between white European and Hispanic European.
Yeah,
His
you
skin
can't
is
just
white.
be European.
His skin is white.
No,
He's
it's
definitely
not.
Hispanic. Well, the answer is Andrew Bogut in 2005.
Okay. Bogut.
Okay.
I forgot he went first.
Bogut?
Bogut.
Yeah,
My hint was going to
Forgot
be it
about
was
him,
in your
man.
lifetime. You watched him win a championship.
Oh. Wow. That wasn't too hard. I probably should have got it. And Boss, you rat snake. That's
1
all I
point,
got to
man.
say about that.
Hey, remember though, Spinny, you still have your free play to use here. So
I know.
You got
All
time.
right, we're being strategic.
All right, Buck. We appreciate you though coming on, talking these player tiers with us. It was a lot to go through. We were surprisingly, I thought, in agreement on the majority of players.
I know.
I thought we were going to have more disagreements, but man, it's a talented league. It was so hard to even try to place these guys.
We're talking about 50 dudes. Yeah.
Right. And we
Yeah,
didn't
they
even
just-
cover everybody. Like
There was
No.
eventually I was just like, no. I know.
I
you
know. It was like,
All right,
man,
guys.
thank you for being on.
Till
Love you.
next time, boys.
See if we can get some hearts. Yeah, summon them up.
This is bullshit.
I probably can't get the balloons anymore, though. Sad that I've been stripped of my balloon privileges, but okay. Let's get to these pickies, eh?
Yep, just updating the scores for trivia. We are gonna now do our week 18 picks. It's all or nothing, Spinny. You still lead by 1. We split this past week. I got to make up some. All right,
Oh.
I'm gonna make you give me your pick first for at least half these games because I have to switch up on you.
Also, thank you, New England Patriots, for your cover on my pick. We love you so much for that cover.
That is such bullshit, dude. That was so dumb. They were up by over 6 the whole time.
cover.
Gosh, it's so annoying.
Let's go. All right.
Week 18 games, Spinny. Oh, by the way, Hearts Harlows, we are going to do a playoff challenge. Spinny and I are working out the kinks of how we're going to do some scoring. That'll be a separate challenge. So once I actually win this regular season challenge in this last week, I will kick Spinny's ass in the playoffs as well.
False and false.
Saturday games. We have 2 of them. Steelers visiting the Ravens. 4-point favorite for the Steelers. This is I got to go Steelers. Ravens are going to be sitting their starters. They have the 1 seed already secured. It's already came out that a number of their starters aren't playing. Steelers are still fighting for the playoffs, so Steelers are my pick.
Yeah, we're picking the Steelers too.
Texans at Colts. Loser is officially eliminated. The winner might actually make the playoffs here.
You want me to pick first?
1.5-point favorites. Yes, you have to pick first on this one.
Houston favored. And so I'm gonna give you the faves because I'm gonna take the Colts at home. Take Shane Steichen. I'm gonna take that coaching staff and everything they've shown me the whole year. A little more gritty than the Texans. We're gonna take Shane Steichen and the Colts.
I was actually leaning Colts.
Ooh.
I will switch this one. I will go Texans. Let's go CJ Stroud.
Texans Colts on Saturday night. Let's go.
Come on.
I hate that I'm rooting against CJ Stroud. You definitely have the better quarterback, but
right. Panthers.
Gardner Minshew, baby.
No, come on, boo.
Gardner
Panthers are at home
Minshew
versus the Bucks. Bucks are winning this game.
Bucks, yep.
Browns are visiting the Bengals. Wait a minute. Am I actually seeing this right? That the Bengals are 7-point favorites in this game? How does that make any sense?
I'm pretty
Are Browns locked
sure
in at their
that the
spot or what?
Browns are locked.
Oh yeah, duh, because
Yes.
Ravens already locked, so they're locked
Yeah,
at the top.
and
Okay.
Cleveland is 2 games ahead of Buffalo in the conference record. So they are, even if they lose and Buffalo wins, they're still locked.
You know what though? I don't feel confident picking the Bengals in this game. I really don't. I'm still taking the Browns on the road with starters maybe not playing. I don't trust Browning
Wow.
against the Browns D. I just don't.
I am taking the Bengals.
All right. There's two right there. That's how I'm making it up. Come on. Vikings visiting the Lions. Lions are still fighting for something, right?
No, I don't believe that they are.
11 and
Lions could get
5.
the 2 seed. Lions could get the 2 seed instead of the 3 with a win and a Dallas loss. But obviously Dallas beat them, so they need a win and a Dallas loss.
I don't really want to pick the Vikes given how bad our quarterbacks have been lately. I'm a little more confident since Mullins is now QB again than Jaren Hall. You know what? I got to be a homer one more time. Why not? Screw it. Vikings winning this game. We're going 8-9 on the season.
All right, I'm taking the Vikes.
Jets visiting the Patriots, a game I don't think either team wants to win. So this is going to be interesting to watch. I'll just go Patriots at home, I guess. Bill
I'll take
Belichick.
the
He wants
Jets.
that. He wants that wins record.
I'll take the Jets.
Okay.
I think no, I'm not taking the Jets. I'm taking the Patriots. Never mind. I'm taking the Patriots. We're not taking the Jets on the road and New England. That's just dumb.
Falcons at Saints. 3.5-point favorites for the Saints.
Saints.
I'm gonna go Saints too. I liked how they looked last week against the Bucks. I think they're able to get this one done too. Jags at Titans. I'm going Jags in this one.
Yep, Jags.
Even without knowing Lawrence's status, I'm still going Jags. Beathard actually looked pretty solid last week. Not gonna lie.
Agreed. This next one, I'm interested to see if you'll give me odds on it.
You want the -2.5 or +2.5? I mean, is that
I
what you're
want
getting at?
+3
Seahawks
though.
Cards.
I want +3 though. Seahawks at Cards
Hmm.
to take the
No, I
Cards
won't.
+3.
I won't. I'm not giving
You
you that.
won't? You won't give me the field goal?
Because I want to pick the Cards in this game. If I'm being honest,
Really?
I do. Because I mean, they just beat the Eagles, right? On the road. Now they're playing at home against the division
Eagles have been
rival that they can.
trash.
Yeah, but they're still one of the best teams in the league. Win wise, they went to Philadelphia and beat them. Now they're playing at home against a much
All
worse
right, who
Seattle
are you
team.
picking then? Who are
I'm
you
picking the
then?
Cardinals. That's why I'm not giving you those odds because I'm taking the
All right.
Cardinals.
All right, I'll take the Cardinals too. I want the Cardinals.
Bears at Packers. This one's really tough for me. I'm gonna go Bears though. It pains me.
Give
to
me the
say.
pack. Give me the pack at Lambeau. Give them to me. Thank you. I'll take that W right there.
You'll see about that.
The Bears don't win at
Chiefs.
Lambeau.
We'll see. We will see. Chiefs at Chargers. This one's tough because I don't anticipate many Chiefs players playing on this one. They already have the division locked up. They can't really move up either. Pretty much locked in at that 3 seed. But the Chargers are freaking dog water. So I guess I'm still gonna go Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chargers might be like the worst team. I don't know what their deal is, and without Justin Herbert, like I'm gonna pick the Chiefs.
Broncos at the Raiders. 3-point favorites for the Raiders. Spinny, do it one more time, man. I know you want to.
The Raiders, for the last time in the regular season, are going to win this game against the dumpster fire Denver Broncos. Holy cow, I don't understand what's going on there.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. If the Broncos win this game, your preseason Broncos prediction will only be one game off. They will be 9-8. You had them going 10-7. So
yeah. And that is with – and And with all that, they just want to be like, yeah, Russ, we're just going to cut you and give you $80 million.
Yeah, blows my mind. Blows my mind. I'm taking
Sean
the Raiders though
Payton's
too.
wild.
Eagles at the Giants. I'm going Eagles.
Philly, they got stuff to play for.
Yep.
This game
Rams
will be fun.
at Niners. This will be a very, very, very fun game. I'm going to go Niners since they're at home. I do think this would be way more interesting if it was in LA, though. Rams are locked in, though. That's a great point. I totally forgot about. Rams are locked in at the 5 or 6. They've already came out. Sean McVay has came out and said Puka's not playing, Stafford's not playing, or Puka is going to play because he's going for the rookie receiving record. He's only 29 yards away from being Jefferson, or Jamar Chase actually I think has it now.
Yeah.
But Stafford, Kyron Williams, and Cooper Kupp all not playing. So I'm definitely going 49ers.
Niners.
Commanders are at home versus the Cowboys. Again, Cowboys are still playing for something here. That's the obvious pick.
Dallas. This one's going to be fun.
The game of the week, in my opinion, your Sunday night football game for the AFC East title. It is your Bills visiting the Dolphins. I just said they participated in the Fraud Bowl a couple weeks ago against the Cowboys. I don't really trust this Dolphins team when they play good opponents. I don't. I'm taking the Bills.
You can have them. I'll take Miami at Miami. Let's get it.
L's coming your way. There you go, Spinny.
Nah.
This is my last chance.
So
we
got Texans. We got Texans, Colts. We got Dolphins, Bills.
We got
two
Browns,
big
Bengals.
ones. We got Browns, Bengals. We got Packers, Bears.
That was it, I think.
Yeah.
Those are the games right there.
Those are the games. Those four
Coming down to it, man.
The championship.
For the
Wow.
Come on.
Let's go. Those 4 games will be watched very closely so I can know what's up when I dub your ass, Bus.
Get out of here. All right, Spinny. It's been a while since I've asked you a Q&A, so I got one for you today. A little two-parter. Fantasy playoffs. Kind of interested in hearing about how your fantasy playoffs went. I want you to tell me a playoff winner for you, or if you didn't have any winners at all on your team, you can just tell me one in general. And how about a loser, playoff loser, a guy who sucked in the playoffs, fantasy playoffs?
So my fantasy year was probably the worst I've ever had. Made the fantasy playoffs in only 3 leagues. Did not finish in the top 3 once in any league. So it was
so not a
great. We got a bunch of losers. I want to shout out Christian McCaffrey, not only for the season but for everything ever. Have him in 3 leagues. So that was nice. Yeah. Losers are going to be my entire fantasy season. Like anyone that was on my team. Najee Harris, can that count as a giant loser? When he gave up 2 first-round picks for the man less than a year ago, and now he
Thank you, by the way. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome for Bijan Robinson. Yeah, you're definitely welcome. Who else? Shoot, this is tough. Yeah, I mean, mostly me.
Any player on Spinny's team, y'all hear that, man. You guys are all losers. I'll tell you one of mine, though. It's the biggest one is Tony Pollard. Bum. He is a bum. Are you kidding me? 7, 5, and 5 were his 3 weeks in the fantasy playoffs. 7, 5, and 5 points. These are half PPR scoring. Are you kidding me, Spinny? Like, what are we talking about here? And the other extreme disappointment, probably even actually bigger than Pollard, let's be real. Travis Kelce. What the hell is going on here? 5, 7, and 3 were his 3 games. Are you kidding me? 5 points per game over the 3-week span.
Terrible for him, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will shout out my guy, Amon-Ra, though. I hate that he's on the Lions in our division. He went dummy these last 3 weeks. 21, 23, and 19. helped me get a title in the league I have him in. So shout out to Mon-Ra. You my guy.
Love that.
How about the whole season? That was the second part. What kind of like surprises or disappointments you had? I mean, obviously Pollard, he falls under this category of disappointment too, because he was bad all year.
I mean, Puka, right, is in the
Right,
surprise
yeah.
category for sure. Big waiver wire pickup. You can throw Kerryon Williams in that same category as well. Late season pickup. Disappointment, Breece Hall. I think a little bit. Obviously the Jets have been horrible, and there's a lot with that, but I think he was drafted really high in a lot of leagues and obviously didn't perform at the level that was expected.
Yeah, another RB. I know I already said Pollard, Saquon. Another high draft pick. He didn't even finish as a top 15 running back this year.
Great early start to the season too for him, and then just
fell off. Yeah. Well, that obviously is on the Giants as a whole, not just Saquon, obviously.
Agreed.
Some wide receivers that I kind of want to quickly roast: Calvin Ridley, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson. All three of those guys. Obviously, Wilson, that falls onto Rodgers getting hurt. Obviously, it's a little out of his control. Waddle and Calvin Ridley, all three of those guys finished as a WR3. None of them even got to WR2 this year. That's wild.
Especially like what Waddle's done for the last 2 seasons in a row. Like you just expected it to be a thing, and then it was just like, nope, never mind. Sorry.
He was literally a WR1 last year. Now he's a WR3.
Yeah.
Last shout out. I got to shout out 2 of my boys that were on my championship winning team. Rashad White and James Cook both finished as RB1s this year. That's wild. I never saw that coming.
That's wild. I wonder what Rashad White's
6,
ADP was.
Yeah. He was like a 8th round pick probably.
Yeah, literally.
And he was probably drafted as an RB3 or 4 on their team, and he finished as RB5 or 6 overall. James Cook was RB10. All right.
Wild.
That's just fun to recap the fantasy season. It was long season.
It was not a fun one to recap, but
for you, it was a great season.
Mostly downs. We'll be back next year. Don't you worry.
Second and 2/3. That was me. So I had a lot of semifinals and finals appearances. So I was happy with my performance this year. All right, Spinny, that was it, man. The Ocho Cinco episode. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hey, drop comments on the NBA tiers. We want to know what y'all think, where players are ranked for you, if we forgot names, or if you're just curious on where we would place other players. Let us know.
And we were kind of whack with some things, so we want to hear it.
Right, exactly. All right, y'all. We appreciate you, as always.
Have a great night and hug your friends and family.